It is currently the 19th of November 2020. I'm meteorologist Robert Spetta. Let's talk about our tropics out here today because, yeah, there are a few areas in the deep tropics out there towards the south of Guam and around Chuuk, but I'm not terribly concerned about it. In fact, I think the big topic today is still the recovery going on across the Philippines just after the absolutely significant flooding we've seen with Ulysses. These are some firefighters out there still cleaning up that mud. Actually, a few people said during Ondoy around the Marikina River, very similar area flooded, right? It took about 2 months to get the mud just completely cleaned out of there. And it is still going to be a long path for recovery out here across the Philippines. Not only in the Marikina River, of course, across northern Luzon, down through Catanduanes. My goodness, they were just ravaged by back-to-back storm systems there. Because don't forget, Goni just absolutely devastated some areas out there as well. So it's still going to be some time. Thankfully, the weather is playing its part, ushering in some dry, cooler air here across the Philippines. Like I said, there's this wave over here towards the east. I'm not concerned about it, actually. Northerly winds are continuing to set in with the leading edge of the northeast monsoon here, which means it is going to usher in some much drier, cooler air, which is going to disrupt any system from really developing. Even this area further towards the east of Guam around Chuuk, I'm not terribly concerned about as well, just because that monsoonal winds are going to be bringing in that drier, cooler air. These are typhoon killers, as I say quite often. It limits the development, and if anything does develop, it's going to have to develop pretty far south here, which these ones aren't really showing any signs of that. So, what's the big thing right now? Well, no suspect areas according to the Joint Typhoon Warning Center, but I do want to show you this. This is the Ecmwf Ensemble for the Western Pacific Oscillation. So we're getting into the weeds here, guys. Why? Because we can. This is a YouTube channel. I can go off into the weeds I want. I work on TV as well. Some of you know, I have to tell people this is a temperature, this is that. But on YouTube, we can get into things like this. So please don't click off. So we're getting into the positive phase of the Western Pacific Oscillation. What does that simply mean? Well, basically, we got this deep area of low pressure off the Aleutian Islands here. This is going to build. It pushes our Westpac high towards the south. The Siberian high kind of pushes it further down towards the south as well. What happens is this kind of starts to build in that northeast monsoonal flow. This is good news if you don't want tropical systems, because overall this is going to build this down. If anything wants to form, it's going to have to form south of that area of high pressure and basically run west. But like I said, there are a couple waves out there, but everything's too dry, and once we get south of 10 degrees north, the likelihood of development decreases as well because we are lacking Coriolis. I said we were going to get into the weeds, so if you're still watching, you're thinking, I don't understand what you're saying, Robert. Basically, high pressure south, dry air, good for us, right? So here's a look heading into the end of November, early part of December. We have that dry air out here. And like I said, the bulk of the moisture, by the way, I should explain, this is the precipitation anomaly. Green is above average precipitation, gray is below. So out here it's slightly above. We get those waves kind of building in. And then if you notice, heading into the early to mid December, we start to see the precipitation increase across northeastern areas of the Philippines. That is that monsoonal flow really starting to kick up. So you think, Robert, that's above average precipitation. That's not good, right? It's great news. Because that northeast monsoon coming in, yeah, northern and eastern areas of Luzon are going to get an increase in rainfall, but it means that it's a tropical killer out here. Fantastic news. All right, take a look across southern Japanese islands as well. You're just staying pretty high and dry over the course of the next couple weeks as well, just based on this long-range outlook with that Westpac oscillation. Also across Japan too, which if you're a skier, you're not going to be absolutely thrilled about that, about average amount of precipitation in the forecast there. Got into the weeds there. I know. Here, take a look at this too. Talking about weeds. If you follow me on Facebook, you would have seen I put this out earlier today. I absolutely had fun with this. I said, I don't know. I thought it looked like a person. Everybody picked on me for that one. Anyways, be sure to follow me on Twitter and Facebook. You'll get fun images like that, plus on Instagram and TikTok, all that other good stuff. Yeah, I'm all over the place on this one, guys, because I don't have a lot to talk about in the tropics, but I want to keep you guys informed. Simply put, I don't see anything developing in the near or long term. The monsoon is going to continue to build in, thus squash development of tropical systems. unless they develop really far south, like south of Guam, down in the deep tropics, south of 10 degrees north. We've seen that in the past. Typhoon Bofa comes to mind from 2012. Powerful storm hit Mindanao. That guy was an anomaly. It was like one in a decade. So I'm not taking that stuff off the table, but I don't see anything like that right now. Keep you guys posted. I'm going to keep my best. Hey, you guys want to know anything else on these updates? Yeah, just put it down in the comment box below. Just ask me some questions. I'll try to address them. And of course, as always, stay safe out there. Thanks for watching.